26 seconds, one student drops out of high school. Every 26 seconds. As you can see here, that's an estimated 2,800 students dropping out of high school every day, which is more than this school. The Elementary and Secondary Education Act, or otherwise known as No Child Left Behind, started a catastrophe for the youth's education. Based on test scores, over the years, the United States has struggled competing against global competition. The United States tried to fix this situation with No Child Left Behind, but it backfired and only helped a small majority. The act is 5 years overdue and was supposed to seek a repeal in 2007, but Congress didn't even make an attempt to look at the act. The United States needs to modify and create a reform bill for the No Child Left Behind Act passed in 2001 by Congress. Firstly, after the No Child Left Behind Act was passed by Congress, the government tightened federal regulations which burden teachers in their ability to learn. Oftentimes when parents find out their child is failing, they go to their child for an explanation. One of the most common answers is because it's the teacher's fault and the teacher hasn't taught anything. The argument could go many ways, but a huge factor to that situation is because the government tightened federal regulations. Reported by the United States Education Department, the government not only created, but implemented 4 volumes of regulations, with 100 to 200 parts in each volume. Hold on a second. Let's think about this for a second. 4 volumes with 100 to 200 parts in each volume on how a teacher has to teach is a lot, especially for a teacher's fault. All these regulations have created a society where everybody acts like robots, following orders and showing no emotion. Ms. Shaggy, a history teacher in the 8th grade, explained. I've noticed a substantial difference in not only what's being taught, but how it's being taught. When a former principal of mine told me that math had been involved in my curriculum before history, I was shocked. Teachers today are being told they have to include different and other curriculums into their own, which is crazy. All these regulations create a pain and hassle problem, and stop teachers from teaching to their true potential. While teachers continue to suffer, the No Child Left Behind Act didn't just burden teachers, but it revealed a whole new block. Second, the No Child Left Behind Act created a system where perfectly good schools are being looked at as families. A major reason the act was passed was to help students in all areas so that no child would be left behind, hence the nickname of the act. It's actually ironic because the act was supposed to decrease the amount of failing schools, but it indirectly increased the amount of failing schools. Caleb Webley, an author for Time magazine, explained, the act made states test students in reading and math from the 3rd through 8th grades. Based on those test scores, if a school did not meet adequate yearly progress for 5 or more years, the local education authority, or LEA, must make a plan for restructuring. And if a school did not meet adequate yearly progress for 6 or more years, the local education authority must implement this plan. Perfectly good schools can be seen as failing because students don't worry or prepare for these tests. The way the government is measuring achievement is wrong because students don't apply themselves, and in the end, the schools are the ones being funded. Standardized tests shouldn't be required to take because they're not necessary. Our school, the Cooperative Middle School, has missed adequate yearly progress for 6 years in a row, and now we're being monitored by the government. I looked up the Cooperative Middle School, and as you can see here, the United States Education Department has their names in their records. This graph shows that the Cooperative Middle School last year was planning their reconstruction. This year, we've applied new changes, and I bet many of you have noticed. However, our school just touches the surface regarding our turnaround, and we're very fortunate enough to still run fluently. The No Child Left Behind Act exposed more failing schools, but it also truly wasn't effective. Third, the No Child Left Behind Act actually lowered the bar, which hurt students. How many of you have broken rules and lied about them? I know if I was given rules that I didn't like, I would try to find a way around them too. That's what states did. They lied to students and got away with it. Neil McCluskey, the Associate Director of Educational Freedom, has studied graphs and knows how states got around regulations, and he explained, No Child Left Behind stated that by 2014, all students would meet 100% proficiency in reading and math. People then realized, though, that No Child Left Behind was really telling schools to set low bars or write easy tests that they call proficiency. So now after these schools set low bars or write easy tests that they call proficiency, they get out of trouble with the government and end up getting more federal money. but students end up being no better educated than before the law. This system that was created by No Child Left Behind is a horrible way to raise our students. We as students are so attached to taking public tests, which is a problem. When we go off to college, they're not going to give us public tests. Colleges want to make sure that we know the content of the study. And public tests only require you to recognize the content. So if the act indirectly lowered the bar, why not fix it? The No Child Left Behind Act did nothing but start a huge lie for the United States, which is why we need to act now to fix it. Overall, in order to once again be able to compete against other countries and rely on our own, the United States has to modify and create a reform plan for the No Child Left Behind Act. No Child Left Behind burdened teachers, which made it harder for kids to learn because there were so many guidelines. The students were then tested on their knowledge of achievement in math and reading, and most were reporting back under proficiency. Schools then did not meet adequate yearly profits, and as a result, they punished for it in these turnarounds. As of today, 1,326 elementary, middle, and high schools have been identified as in need for improvement. The scary situation is that all this is happening when the states indirectly lower the bar. What will happen when we truly raise the bar? What will happen to the students that previously didn't meet proficiency? The United States has to act now and create a thorough solution to fix the whole way of judging. The future of these children and the country depends on it. Thank you.